3-week series called Will You? It talks about friendship, courtship, and marriage. But before we do start, just want to remind everyone, okay, since Love Month, no, marami tayong activities for everyone. And the first one is our While I'm Waiting. Just for all the singles here, kung single po kayo, please attend this event and invite your friends to come, especially those who don't want to go to church. This is we've designed this event to be an outreach event. Ibig sabihin, it will be good for you to invite your friends na hindi Christian and they want to come here and they want to get to know our perspective about love and dating. It's good for you to invite them to come here. And good news, Feb 16 po to with Pastor Joseph and Enrica Peralejo. But after Feb 16, we're going to have Feb 20, that's a Wednesday, Feb 20, 27, and March 6. We're combining all singles and married people to come to our outreach event called Love Plus Marriage. We'll be giving more details about that next week. So lahat po ng pag-aaralan natin dito for the next 3 weeks, since this is such limited scope lang, no, and limited time, we have 35 minutes to preach about love. So maraming mga practical applications na hindi natin madidiscuss dito. At maraming mga bagay na we won't be able to ask here and we'll be able to discuss it on our Feb 20, 27, and March 6. So please invite also your friends to come. It's going to be fun. It's going to be like group learning and group experience for those who will be coming for those events. So please mark those dates na. Feb 16, lahat ng singles. Okay? Kung single ka, please come here. Feb 20, 27, and March 6. If you're married, whether you're married for 40 years or you're newly married, and for the singles, you can come here for our Wednesday nights. 7 p.m. we start the event up to, I think, 9 p.m. for that. So please do come for those dates, Feb 16, 20, 27, and March 6. All right, so today is Love Month, and this month is Love Month. We talk about love all the time. And alam niyo naman yung word natin, we love to talk about love, but a lot of times we cannot really define what love is. And a lot of people they're still looking for ways or looking for the right definition of love. So what we want to do is in the next 3 weeks is look at love in every seasons of our life. And to be able to apply this, yung kind of love na binigay sa atin ni Lord, sa lahat ng relationships na meron tayo, especially sa marriage natin. Now, if you're single here, it's okay. This series is actually for you because we want you to have an advanced degree, on love. Para pagpasok nyo sa marriage, at least may baon na kayo at hindi kayo nangangapa at doon pa lang kayo nag-aaral about marriage when actually you can hear already biblical principles on how marriage should be. Now, also for the married couple here, you might be saying, we'll be talking about dates and Valentine. Please, this message, this series is actually for you. And we want you to take serious notes of this. And I'm telling you the reason why, later. 2 days from now, we're celebrating our 8th year wedding anniversary with my wife. She's not here. Salamat. Tingin lang. No touch. Just watch. All right. That's my wife. All right. And we're celebrating 8 years. Sabi ko nga, grabe, 8 years na tayo. Parang hindi halata. All right, na 8 years. Parang time really flies so fast. You don't know. We now have 3 kids. Dati naghabulan lang kami sa bahay. Ngayon, 3 na yung anak namin. All right, may 3 pang kasaling chikiting, di ba, who are with us in our home. And it's actually, I just want to honor her because of her love and just loving me in spite of everything that I've done, every flaw that I have. Sometimes I preach here about love and marriage, but actually I'm preaching to myself. So many things I've written down here is note to self. And kaya nga nung umaga, sabi ko, dapat nandito ka sa umaga, pakinggan mo para marinig mo. Na mismo ako, kailangan ko tong message na to. So, ang rule namin, walang hiritan na, preach mo yan, ha? Alam ko. Alam ko, naka-note. And really, it's because of what Christ has done for us, that's why we actually love and we're thriving in our marriage. Because alam namin, we're flawed people, na by grace of God lang talaga that we're enjoying our marriage. And we will continue to have errors and mistakes and we might have failed expectations. But if it's based on the love of Christ, and that's what we want to look at for the next 3 weeks. It is much deeper than the books that you read and the novels that you read outside about love. In a lot of ways, the world has messed up what love is all about. Okay, and so that's what we want to go back to. So for the next 3 weeks, we're going to look at the seasons of love. It's called friendship, courtship, and marriage. Now, here's the problem. Okay, I'll give the problem first para later we know the solution. Okay, the number one problem today among couples, especially among married couples, is we think of stages and not seasons. What that means is, marami sa atin, kunyari, kasal ka na ngayon, 5 years, 6 years married ka na, or 10, 20 years married ka na, pag pinag-uusapan ng friendship, ang nasa isip natin, tapos na kami dyan. Okay na kami dyan. Yung dati, nung nagliligawan pa kami, 4 hours kami na sa phone, 5 hours. Di ba? Sino sa inyo ganun hanggang ngayon? Di ba? Parang, anong pinag-uusapan nyo? Diba? Parang dati nung niligawan ko si Tammy, minsan nag-4 na oras kami sa phone, 5 hours. Di ba? Yung parang, musta na? Buti. Anong kinain mo? Tosino? Tosino! Okay, yung mga ganun ba? Parang pambihira, di ba? Pag nire-rewind, pag may recorder lang yung phone, no? Tapos plinay mo ngayon, gusto mo sirain yung mga recorded messages, no? Alright? Yan yung mga sila Alan Magtoto, sila Glenda, nung nagliligawan, nag-i-easy call pa sila, beeper 150, di ba? Sabi niya sa operator, pakisabi nga kay Glenda, I love you. Tapos yung operator, sir naman. Okay. Kinikilig yung operator sa beeper, no? And we have this, what we call friendship stage, and that's where a lot of relationship starts. Friendship. And after friendship, you get deeper, and we call it courtship, wherein you're thinking about marriage already. Now, for married people, that's what they said again. I don't need to court my wife anymore. We're married. Now, that's a big problem again. Because these are not stages. These are foundations, practical foundations of marriage. In short, for married people, you need to be friends with your spouse and you still need to continually court your spouse. Nililigawan mo pa rin yan. Okay? Ayaw mo kasi, di ba nakakita na tayo ng, I think there's tons of examples of married couples who've been married for 30, 40 years, and when you hear them speak to each other, it's all either asar sila, galit sila, di ba? Lagi nag-aaway, hindi nila alam anong pag-uusapan, pag nagde-date sila, kumakain na lang sila, because they don't know how to talk to each other, because for the past 40 years, they haven't built on the friendship, and they haven't built on courtship. That's why when they're empty nesters, they don't know what to do. Okay? Nagkakaproblema. Ang gusto mong example ng marriage is that when you're 90 years old, me and my wife will be in one corner of our little house somewhere in the mountains. Right? And we're looking at each other and we're holding hands. And I'm looking at her and she's looking at me and she's saying, sino ka nga ba? Di ba? That's the kind of marriage that you want. Sweet pa rin kayo and you still know how to communicate even though you're old already. And I'm telling you, once again, I'm not coming here as an expert. I'm telling this to you because I need to hear this myself, right? Because I know I've got to work in so many things in our marriages, and that's why I'm relying on the power of God to do that. So wag tayo mag-stages, but it's actually seasons. And the seasons, pang seasons, alam niyo naman, di ba? Paulit-ulit. Andyan palagi. And in marriage, it should be like that. Friendship should always be there. Courting your spouse should always be there. And this is not just one way. Alright? Hindi ko to nasabi sa 10 a.m., no? Dapat nasabi ko to. Hindi po yung message po natin ngayon, hindi to yung pambaon nyo, mga misis, pag uwi. Sabi ni pastor, ganyan ha. Right? No, please. Okay, I think it takes both, especially as married couple. That it's not just the husband doing something. Yes, the husband initiates as the leader of the house. But wife, you also need to work on something in your life. And you have to trust in the love and the gospel for you to apply it in your marriage. Wag lang lahat na sa husband. Okay? Wag lahat ng mali husband. Wives, meron din kayong pagkakamali na kailangan ayusin dahil lahat tayo, fallen people tayo. Lahat tayo nagkasala tayo. Okay? Gets ba? Alright? So walang weapons. Okay? Wag niyong gamiting Nerf gun bullets to. Okay? Sa inyong mga asawa. Right? So the three should work hand in hand. Friendship, courtship, and marriage. You don't stop the courtship in marriage and you don't break the friendship. You actually grow in it. You want to cultivate that relationship so that you will be friends for life. You'll be best of friends. In fact, the Bible weds marriage and friendship together. In Song of Songs, chapter 5, verse 16, it says, "This is my beloved and this is my friend." He was talking about my wife or my husband, and he's not only my husband or wife, and he's not just my lover, but he's also my friend. Okay? I think this is how marriages should be. You read a lot of marriage books out there, whether secular or Christians. Rarely do they talk about friendship. Okay? And it's sad. Okay? We start talking about expectations and start talking about his needs and her needs. And those are nice books. But if it is not based on friendship, it becomes really dry and monotonous, and it becomes a law now that you need to fulfill my expectation and you need to do this for me or else, di ba? Malulungkot ako or what. But if it's based on friendship, on how you started out, that is what will thrive, make your marriage thrive. Marriage is about friendship. If you see the practical side of how marriage works, you'll actually can sum it up in one word. You go to marriage seminars, what do they teach you? Listen to one another. Spend time together. Date your wife. Okay? Forgive each other. No secrets in marriages. It could be summed up in one word. Friendship. Pag friends mo, lahat yan ginagawa mo. Lahat yan, pinapractice nyo. Bakit? Friends kayo eh. Nagmamahalan kayo at nagkakaintindihan kayo. In short, if you want a thriving marriage, work on your friendship. Now, singles, hear this out. Not a hard rule. Okay? This is not law, but here's what I'm saying. Ang ganda pag ang isang relationship based ang foundation niya friendship. Kasi ngayon usong-uso yung nag-i-stalk ka sa Facebook. Sino ba dito pwede? Oh, ito, okay to. Dito may pag-asa ako ni-like yung comment ko eh. Di ba? Baka like niya rin ako. Okay. So, minsan ganun tayo mag-isip, di ba? Instead, suggestion, not biblical, suggestion, look at the circle of friends that you have. The people that you are vulnerable with right now. Maybe it's there. And it is good for you to start relationship based on friendship and not on attraction. Problema kasi pag attraction lang yan. Kunyari yung misis ko na in love sa akin dahil sa kilay ko lang. Delikado yan. Okay. Paano pag nawala yan? Okay. Di ba? So, at least di pa nawawala kaya in love pa rin. No? Santitig ko lang. Gumagano niya. Kaya pag alis ko ng bahay, ko, honey, punta, gumagano siya. Stop. Quiet. Hindi, loko lang. Okay. Alam niyo naman. Nasa akin yung mic. Okay. Nasaan na ba ako? Nawala tuloy ako. Start with friendship. Look there first. Tingnan mo. Di ba? Ang ganda kasi pag kayong friend mo, yan na yung magiging ano mo. Kasi kilala ka na niyan. Naamoy niya na yung utot mo. Okay? Di ba? Totoo naman eh. Kasi pag, alam mo yung dating scene minsan ngayon, ang problema dyan sa mga dating scene ngayon, best foot forward eh. Di ba? First date, nakakotse. Yung pala, hiniram mo lang. Di ba? Ganda ng suot mo. Di ba? Ano lang pala to? Kay kuya, kasi gusto mo magpa-impress. Pero nung patagal, nag-jeep na lang kayo. Ba't nung unang ano natin? Di ba? Kasi nga hindi kayo friends. Pero pag friends kayo, alam niya kung may pera ka o wala. Di ba? Alam niya kung mainit ulo mo o hindi. And if you start off that way for singles, no, it's actually nicer. Okay? Once again, not biblical, but it's actually healthier for you to look for relationships in friendship and not out of attraction. Attraction is important, but love is actually a decision that you have to make. All right? Sabi ni John Gottman and Nan Silver, two famous sociologists, they said thriving marriages are based on good friendship. They made a survey, a study, and men and women, husband and wife, were saying 70% of them said the reason they have good sex, romance, and passion is because they're friends. Okay? In short, you want marriage to work, you've got to be best of friends. Dapat kaibigan mo yung spouse mo. Okay? Yung mga singles, manliligaw kayo, suggestion, don't start dating first. Start friendships first. Okay? Kaibigan, nothing attached to it. Just be friends. Get to know that person. Why? Because you want it to have a deeper foundation. Friendship takes time. It's deliberate. It's yung effort mo. And it's constant cultivating. Lagi mo yung, laging may focus ka dyan. Hindi mo pwedeng iwan yan. Inaayos mo yung friendship mo eh. We are to be friendly toward all people. But actually, in reality, we're only friends with a few. Am I right? Marami sa atin dito, normal not the friendly type. In fact, the friendly type, if you ask them how many friends you have, they might say 1,000. But if you know if they have problems, they might have at least just 3 to 5 friends. All of us, we can be friendly towards all people. Okay? But we're actually friends only to a few. I can count with two hands the friends that will be with me in the moment something happens. Okay? When I'm on my deathbed, there are at least 10 friends who will be there aside from family. Okay? In short, hindi lahat 'yan. Okay? Hindi lahat, kunyari, nasa death, hindi kayo lahat pupunta sa hospital. Mamamatay ako na maaga. Okay, hindi na ako nagpahinga. Okay, only a few would actually be there for you. When your business fails and there's no more success, you would actually know who your friends are because they'll be the one who'll stick with you. If you did something viral and it's on YouTube dahil may sinigawang kang tao, at lahat ng tao sina-cyberbully ka na, you will actually know who your friends will be at the time. There's actually a few friends you'll have. You'll see your 5,000 friends dwindle to 50 in Facebook because they're not actually friends. Okay? You actually have very few friends. And one of the most important, closest, deepest friendship you need to have is with your spouse. Okay? If something happens to you, it's your spouse that's there till the day you die. That's your vow, right? In sickness and in health. Okay? For better or for worse, the spouse needs to be there. Your friends. You're not just glorified roommates. Okay? But you're actually friends. And you're there for them through thick and thin. You know, a lot of couples kasi they commit what I call emotional adultery. Ibig sabihin yan, meron kang friend na close friend mo na hindi mo asawa na opposite sex. Right? And that doesn't actually work. Right? Kuya, may asawa ka na tapos best friend mo yung girl nung high school kasi magkabata pa kayo, di ba? And then ngayon may asawa ka na pero best friend mo pa rin to. It's actually not healthy for a relationship because the friend that you need to have that's opposite sex is actually your wife. Okay? So I needed to do that because I want to be fair with my wife, and my wife did that even though she had a lot of close friends who were male. When we were married, we stick together and we were the best of friends. Yes, they're friends, but we're the best of friends. Now also, don't make the assumption that as a married couple, you are already friends. Okay. That's something you don't assume, right? A year ago, January last year, I asked this question to my wife, and I knew when I asked this, I might be able to get a bad answer. But I said, okay, Lord, it's by your grace. My wife loves Jesus. She understands the grace of God. And I know we can talk about this in a very adult, civilized, graceful way. I said to my wife, honey, do you still consider me your best friend? Okay? Tough question to ask. Right? Best friend pa ba tayo? Right? And we had a very, very long and emotional discussion about it. Because I had to face the truth. If I was really being a good friend to my wife, do I protect her? Do I spend time with her? Do I actually listen to her? And vice versa. Does she really support me? Does she really love me? Or has the relationship changed? And so we had to talk about it and make an action plan on how we can develop our friendship. In fact, after the talk nga sabi ko, pwedeng hindi na pangga tawag ko sa'yo. Pwedeng bestie. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, kasi sometimes we started out as friends. Most of us, we started out as friends. But then when you say I do, you become business partners. You start managing the bills, driving the kids to school, diba? Making sure the house is clean. We're bogged down with so many things. And those are important things, I'm telling you. But if it's already like that, nawawala na yung friendship aspect ng marriage natin. Nagda-dry yung marriage. Ibig sabihin, hindi na kayo marunong makipag-usap sa isa't isa. You cannot communicate already because now you're business partners. Right? The key is to be always working on the friendship. Now, the best way for me to explain how to have friendship in marriage is on the three kinds of marriages that we have today. Right? Here are the three kinds of marriages. And look at where your marriage is. And for singles, these are the kinds of marriage you need to avoid and the kind of marriage that you aspire for. Number one is what we call back-to-back. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng back-to-back marriage? Ang ibig sabihin ng back-to-back, maraming tao ganito. Ito yung mga nagpapa-counseling. Okay? Ito na yung mga nag-aaway. Okay? They're like strangers already. Okay? The couple has turned their backs on each other. As a result, they live separately and do not work together or draw each other out in friendship. In such marriages, the partners range from strangers to enemy, but they're not friends. They go home and they actually don't know how the husband is feeling, and the husband doesn't know how the wife is feeling, and they don't actually care about it. All they want is that they're under one roof, and there are so many marriages, couples under one roof, but there's actually no marriage and no friendship. It's just, they're just there. They're board mates. Okay? Border lang sila doon. Ginawang hotel ang bahay, pero actually they're back to back. And their children would actually feel it. Hindi na sila magkakilala. As in, parang walang-wala. As in, sino ka ba? Hindi ko rin alam. The conversations, the sweetest conversations they would have is this: kain na? Nagsayang ako. Okay. Nagluto ka ba? Okay. Nanonood pa ako TV. Yun yung mga sweetest things that they would ever talk about. Okay? Because they're back to back. The second kind of marriage is what we call shoulder to shoulder. Okay? Nakaganon kayo, shoulder to shoulder kayo. Right? Nagpa-pictorial pa kami nila, Pastor Bojo at sa kanila Rona for this one. Now, a shoulder to shoulder is one in which the couple works together on tasks and projects, such as keeping the home, raising the kids, growing the business, and even serving the church. Now, in our early years of marriage, I was like this. Tammy was not like this. I was like this. In short, ang lalaki kasi, let me explain. Ang lalaki, ang friendship ng lalaki, pag mag-develop sila, shoulder to shoulder. Okay? Kaya nga pag tinanong mo lalaki, mag-friends ba kayo? Oo, bakit? Kasi nagbabasketball kami every week. Yun na yun. Feeling niya, barkada na sila kasi nagbabasketball. Because guys, on an average, not all the guys, okay? Guys on the average tend to have friendship when it's shared activities. Yeah? Ka-fantasy, basketball ko yan, close kami, di ba? Or mga eating mates ko yan, ayos kami, di ba? Kahit di kayo mag-share ng mga problema nyo, pag tinanong mo, sino closest friends mo? Sige nyo, bakit? Well, basketball kami, di ba? Yun na yun, okay? You want to go deeper, it doesn't go deeper than that for a lot of men. Because they're very shoulder to shoulder in their relationships. Rarely do you see two men, in Starbucks talking to each other face to face. And the man crying and the other consoling, all right? Nothing wrong with that. Actually, we need more of that. But because men are wired that way, we're shoulder to shoulder in our mabigat na yung problema, 2 minutes phone call lang yan. Larry, may mabigat akong problema. Ano yun? Ito yun eh. Sige, pagdadasal natin yan. Thank you, pare. Thank you. Tapos na yun. Yeah. Babae, ibang-iba. Ang babae kasi face-to-face. Di ba? Ang babae, yan, pag nakikita mo, kitang-kita mo yung difference ng victory group ng lalaki at babae. Ang babae talagang nag-open up, nag-iiyakan, nag-group hug, tapos, uy, grabe, close sila, no? Grabe, ha? Siguro 3 years na yan, ano? Hindi, actually, first time po namin mag-victory group. Di ba? Medyo ganon. Hindi mo maintindihan talaga, no? Ganon lang talaga ang babae. Ibig sabihin, they're more face-to-face. If I want to start a friendship with you, I'm trying to be vulnerable to you. Right? And men, we need to do this more face-to-face with their spouse because they made a study and men actually die young. Okay? Because they tend to keep the problems to themselves. Right? Walang open up. Ang ka-open up nila, beer. Okay? TV. Okay? Hindi nagsasalita yan. Okay? So wala kang matapang ka. You're trying to keep all the problems until it eats you up. All right? So, men tend to be shoulder to shoulder, and this is the second kind of marriage. As what I said, in our early years of marriage, this is what I thought marriage should be. Because of my male tendencies, feeling ko dapat lagi si Tammy yung mag-a-adjust sa akin. At that time, when we were in our third, fourth, fifth year of marriage, we were very shoulder to shoulder. In short, it was all project basis. I was starting a church in Green Hills. You're helping me. You're the pastor's wife. I know there's no expectation, but I want, if you're going to help me, if you'll be a worship leader, help me make disciples. And then at the time when we started our church, si Mika was born. And so imagine the responsibilities that she was juggling. And I felt so loved because she was with me in my activities. She was always there for me. It was shoulder to shoulder. It was project basis. Girls, men tend to be project basis. Kaya, those times were times where we would pray, we would cry for the church and do those things and do the stuff that on the outside looks actually very, very nice. Okay? But actually, for me, it was very fulfilling. But normally, for women, they're not just looking for project basis. They're not our glorified personal administrator. Right? But they're our wife. So, women would want to go deeper. But for men, the deepest thing on a normal basis is just for us to have shared activities. Now, what do I mean for women at this time? Women naman, we need to take time to have shared activities with our husband. Okay? Kung mahilig siya mag-basketball, nood ka ng basketball with him. Once a week. Shared activities. Mahilig kumain, samahan mo yung mister mo kumain kahit ayaw mong kumain. Because those are shared activities and actually the husband would love it if he has a companion. Because we're very shoulder to shoulder. Okay? You get the point? Okay? For the women here. You've got to take time to have shared activities with your husband. Okay? When you go out on dates, dahil ang lalaki, shared activities, minsan, kunya, nanood kami ng Les Miserables, dahil nag-date na kami, okay na yon. Parang naka-check na ako. Dinate ko, misis ko. Ayos yan. Pero ang babae, ayaw niya lang movie date kayo ng movie date every week kasi hindi naman kayo nag-uusap eh. Di ba? Ang lalaki, after Les Miserables, ano nangyari? Naginip ako eh. Okay, diba? So, walang conversation talaga na nangyari, di ba? Iba yung napanood mong pelikula habang nanonood ka ng Les Miserables, di ba? Ibig sabihin, mas gusto nila more than just shared activities. They actually want to talk to you. They want to know what's inside of you. All right? And so, the third kind of marriage is what we call face-to-face. Okay? A face-to-face marriage is in which addition to shoulder, the couple gets a lot of face-to-face time for conversation, friendship, and intimacy. Okay? Kaya nga ayoko itong i-generalize. Yes, women tend to be more face-to-face, but men actually, we need to also have face-to-face. The same way women, you've got to have shoulder-to-shoulder activities with your husband. Okay? By God's grace, Tammy and I realized we need to become friends again. And not just husband and wife. And not just ministry partners. So we began working on our marriage and our friendship. And we got our priorities straight. In the process, we learned valuable lessons about how men and women relate. Okay? Kasi ako hindi ko maintindihan ng babae. Right? Whether nanay ko yan, lola ko yan, or women in general. Okay? Kasi nga, wiring nga natin iba. Ang mga lalaki kasi, ang utak niyan, pag binuksan mo yung brain ng lalaki, very clear ang utak ng lalaki. A, B, C. Okay? Simple ang buhay. A, B, C, C, B, A, B, A, C. It's that simple. Women, they're different. Women are like A, X, P, Y, Z, O, N, P, Q, R, N, Y, nang, O, para sa tauaya. Okay. Tapos, yan, pag nagpro-process yan, medyo iba. Iba talaga yung process, parang may electricity gumagano yan. Connected lahat ng mundo. Alright? So, connected si Hitler sa problema nyo ngayon. Okay? So, medyo ganon. Okay? Hindi ko ma-explain mabuti, no? Women, in general, not all women. Alright? But they tend to be more like that. Kaya nga ang babae, kunyari, may problema ang babae, example, uwi ng bahay. Pag uwi ng bahay, if you're a housewife, wala kang kausap mo yung 6 years old mo, yung 8-year-old mo, at saka yung aso mo. Di ba? So, for the whole day, wala kang kausap, kundi mga bata at saka aso. So, minsan, may mga araw naman na talagang, parang paggising mo, parang ito yung araw na, parang wala si Lord. Okay, parang ganun yung dating. Di ba, yung panganay mo, na-aksidente, yung pangalawa mo, gustong tumalon ng bintana, yung mga ganun. Tapos, yung aso mo, nakakain ng bola, parang ganun, di ba? So, may problema ka ngayon, stress na stress ka. Pag uwi ng mister mo sa bahay, ang babae, anong gusto niyang gawin? Gusto makipag-usap. Kasi yung brain niya talaga, nag-ano na, lumiliyap na, parang, ano to, hindi ko maintindihan. Now, women, you tend to, okay, women, we tend to, sisters, okay, we tend to, sometimes we tend to get out of hand. Okay? Nagwawala ka na, kala mo end of the world, ganyan. And that's also wrong. Okay? Now, I know that's women, but that's also wrong. But here's what, minsan, pag uwi ni Mister, lalong nagagatungan. Bakit? Pagdating ni Mister, sabi niya, hay nako, Mister, yung panganay mo, yung pangalawa mo, yung pangatlo mo, yung aso mo, ganyan-ganyan ginawa. Ang lalaki, dahil ABC siya, anong sasabihin niya? Simple ng problema mo eh. Bigay mo kay Lola yung isa. Yung isa pampun na natin. Yung aso, tadyakin mo na. Di ba? Di ba? Tama naman, di ba? Pero ayaw nila yun. Di ba? Ayaw nila ng solusyon natin. Gusto nila ng lambing. Gusto nila may magpro-process with them. Gusto nila ma-draw out yung emotions kasi sila mismo naguguluhan. Hindi nila alam ano nararamdaman nila eh. Nag-short circuit na sila eh. Yeah. So, imbis na ganon, dapat ang ginagawa natin mga lalaki is, upo mo yan. Alam ko, pagod na pagod ka. Okay. Ayan. Pogi points. Okay. Hindi, genuine dapat. Ramdam eh kung may agenda ka. Okay. Dapat non-sexual yung mga touch mo. Okay. Hindi pwede yung may ibang ano. Ramdam yan. Okay. Okay, iba yung data na pinapasok mo pag hinawakan mo, tapos iba yung nasa utak mo. Gumaganon lalo yan. Nagagalit lalo yan. Okay, so genuine yan. Okay, so you actually sit down with them and tell them, I know you're having a hard time. Now, this one I have to fight all the time. Kasi parang ako, ito na yung solusyon, ang bilis. Pwede ko na sabihin, pero gagatungan mo lang at lalo sila magugulan dahil yung solusyon mo ang hindi nila hinihingi. Kung solusyon lang, may solusyon naman sila, mas maganda pa nga solusyon nila. But what they want are men who would actually process with them. Okay? So, when you do this, you process with them, what you're actually doing is helping them think through what's on their mind. Alright? And pag yan, nagkahinahon na yan after mga 5 hours of processing with her. Okay? Okay. Ibig sabihin yan, pwede na kayo mag-talk about action plan and ganyan-ganyan because they're actually women. It's not a sin for them to do that. Now, as men, because we're leaders of the house, sometimes we need to adjust. Okay? Now, women shouldn't be like that all the time. Alright? Oh, yan, narinig mo, ganyan ang mind namin, kaya ganyan kami. Hindi, wag naman ganon. I think you're adult enough to strike a balance somewhere. Alright? We're in. And later on, I'll tell you why and the heart motivation of why we do these things, right? These things you can read actually in books, right? And you can actually apply and it would work. But if you don't get to the heart of it, in long term, it won't work. Okay? Kasi you can go through the motions of all of this again. But then, it will be the same wrestling match all over again. Yung issues mo pare-parehas pa rin. Kasi nga, hindi na-deal ng gospel yung puso mo eh. Natitil lang yung external, paano makipag-usap, ganyan. Maganda yan, makipag-usap. Maganda yung friendship, but later we'll go to the heart. Actually, in this series, we'll go to the heart of the matter. Right? So, for men, okay, it means women have shared activities. Make your husband feel their love and appreciated. Okay? Because they're more shoulder to shoulder, kailangan nila ng mga fans. At dapat ikaw yung number 1 fan nila. Ikaw yung nag-cheer them. Ikaw yung cheerleader. Di ba? Ikaw yung pagka-uwi ng mister, oy, thank you ha. Ang sipag-sipag mo. Kahit once a week mo lang gawin yan, okay na yun. Okay? Minsan hindi naman namin kailangan palagi, everyday eh. Okay? Alam naman namin yon. Gwapo kami, masipag. Alam na namin yon. Okay? Pero maganda lang may affirmation every week. Di ba? Actually, communicating that you really appreciate, like for Tammy, what she would do. And these are things that I take note of even if she doesn't say it. Like on a Saturday evening, I usually am the one who burps the baby and changes the diaper on 3 a.m. Saturday, she won't even wake me up. Why? Because she knows I'm preaching the whole day. Hindi namin, walang action plan yan na. O dapat pagka Saturday night kasi magpipreach ako. Ginagawa niya na lang yan on her own. Because she thinks about me. She thinks about my welfare. We're teammates kami. Hindi kami magkaaway. Dapat nagtutulungan kami. So, ibig sabihin, ngayong Sunday, since pagod na pagod siya ngayon, bukas day off ko, pwede ako magpuyat mamaya. Pwede kami magtulungan. Alright? On those aspects. Right? So, women, once again, I know you're women, and I know sometimes we cannot understand you, and sometimes you don't understand yourself. But you have to, okay, but you have to also realize, may grace din ni God for you. Pagka ikaw kumapit ka kay Lord, maraming emotions mo can be under control. And you don't have to actually share everything. Okay? And actually you can share everything to God. Okay? But you got to learn how to filter also. Ikaw mismo may adjustments ka. Hindi lang yung pag-uwi, ikaw kailangan mo magbago. Titingin ka rin sa salamin and say, what are the things that God is dealing with me also? Okay? Now, for the men, because women like face-to-face conversation and they're striving towards a face-to-face marriage, dapat meron tayong deep conversations with our spouse. Open up and tell your wife how you are really doing. Okay? Huwag mong tago yan. Okay? As friends, walang secrets. Okay? Anong nasa loob mo? Anong nafe-feel mo? Kailangan mong yan. Kahit hindi ka masyado marunong mag-express, you've got to start expressing yourself to your spouse because she's your best friend. And make sure also to eliminate technology in your dates. Saddest thing. And I'm guilty of this sometimes. But now we have a C family rule already. When we're out and we're having a date and we're going on family dates, lunch, dinner, no gadgets on the table. Nobody takes out their iPhone and plays with Temple Run. Okay? Or nobody goes out and do Angry Birds. Okay? Kasi, you go now to a typical restaurant today. Ngayong dinner. Upo kayo, pamilya. Bilangin nyo lahat ng pamilya na lahat sila connected sa internet pero hindi siya nag-uusap. Si tatay may ginagawa sa cellphone, may email na sinasagot, si mami na sa iPad mini niya, nag-Angry Birds. Tapos paano nga ito? Iho. Diba? Tapos yung mga anak lahat yan, may nilalaro sila, hindi nag-uusap. You don't want a family like that. You don't want to grow up on that environment. And if you're starting to date now and that's what you do, you look at your Twitter feed while you're dating, I'm telling you, it gets worse as you get addicted to it. Eliminate technology in your dates. Make sure it's a face-to-face time with my spouse or with my date so that I could get to know her better. Okay? There are 5 love languages. Okay? You can buy this book. It's actually nice and it's actually very applicable. Ang love languages daw ng tao is words, touch, time, gift, service. Alamin mo yung language ng misis mo o ng spouse mo, ng mister mo. Ano ba yung love language niya? Si Tammy, ang love language, for sure, top 2 niya is time and touch. Gusto niya lagi kami magkasama. Gusto niya lagi kami naka-holding hands. Okay? Ibig sabihin, napupuno yung love bank niya pag I spend time with her and I touch her. Okay? I hold her hands, I massage her. She loves that. Sobra. Okay? Now ako, iba. Sa akin, more of touch din. Pero kahit walang time. Okay? Hawakan mo lang ako, good boy. Okay. Tapos okay na ako. Lalaro na ako. Okay? Kasi touch lang nga talaga ako. Di ba? So, okay na sa akin yun. Niyakap niya ako, happy na ako, kinis niya ako, happy na ako. Hindi kami mag-gifts. Kunyari, may February 14, and I tried this, I think, in 8 years now of marriage. I tried this 5 times already. May flower ako, kamahal-mahal. Di ba? Pagdating mo, ano yan? Flower, Happy Valentine's. Sana kinain na lang natin. Ikaw naman, appreciate mo naman. Bakit? Kasi ang love language niya, hindi nga, gusto niya, spend time together, kakain kami, di ba? So that she'll be with me. You understand? You've got to know the love language of your wife. Huwag mong sapilitan. Hindi, dapat words ka kasi words ako eh. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Mapuno ka dyan. Hindi, okay. You need to adjust, okay? Because nga, you're not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about your spouse. Okay? Intimacy is ultimately about conversing. You've got to learn how to talk to your spouse. Sabi nga ng isang old Proverbs, the road to the heart is the ear. Okay? You want to have a thriving marriage? It should be based on friendship. And friendships listen to each other and talk to each other. Okay? Yung word na intimacy, it actually means intimacy. Tingnan mo kung ano nararamdaman ko. how I feel. Ask me how I feel. Okay. Eros, di ba, is the first kind of love. It's the romantic kind of love. Eros is naked bodies. But friendship is naked personalities. You have to learn, and here's the word for today, to be vulnerable. Ibig sabihin, alam niyo ibig sabihin ng vulnerable? Ibig sabihin ng vulnerable, okay lang makita yung mga pagkakamali mo. And you're vulnerable about it. Walang secrets. And the reason you can be vulnerable is because of what Christ has done for us. Even though we're flawed, Christ has forgiven us and loved us. Now we're obeying Him, right? Now we walk in His love, right? The only way for us, that's why Christians who grow in their faith in God are very vulnerable to God. They're not religious, but they walk in grace. The same way with relationships. Pag ikaw hindi ka vulnerable, pag ikaw laging gusto mo, ikaw lagi tama, ikaw lagi nasusunod, at dapat lagi opinion mo yung naririnig, hindi ka vulnerable. Ibig sabihin, may wall ka pa eh. Kasi ayaw mo maging vulnerable eh. Ayaw mo sabihin mahina ka minsan. Ayaw mo sabihin minsan, wala akong plano. Magulo to. Kailangan ko tulong mo. I need a suitable helper now. Okay? And you're not willing to admit that, and you're not vulnerable, it's because there's pride in there. And there's still you trying to do things your way instead of calling your spouse and saying, let's pray about this because I really don't know what to do. You have to learn how to be vulnerable to your husband and to your wife. All right? When the relationship becomes most intimate, we begin to share our feelings. We become vulnerable with someone, telling them not just what we do, what we believe, but who we really are. Kilala mo pa ba yung spouse mo? Yung friendships nyo, singles, kamusta? Sobrang shallow ba niyan? Or do you actually get deeper in your friendship and talk about the things that's in your heart? Sabi ni Tim Keller, friendship is a deep oneness that develops when two people, speaking the truth in love to one another, journey together to the same horizon. Okay. I love this quote because what he's saying is, if you're in deep friendship with someone, you develop the ability to speak the truth in love. Relationships are based on truth, not on love, on truth, on the truth of what Christ has done for us. Christ died for us. Christ loves us so much. Right? Kasi when it's just based on love, and most of us, yung love natin, iba eh. Love kasi natin, pag sinabi mo love ngayon, it's mostly romantic love. It's mostly Sleepless in Seattle. Okay? Or any chick flick that we watch. Okay? Ganon yung love na iniisip natin. Hindi ganon yung love ni God. Yung love ni God, foundation, truth. Okay? Ibig sabihin, we speak the truth in love. Singles, that means, if you're in a relationship now, and you're living in sin, you're having sex, premarital sex, you have to speak the truth in love and say, this is wrong, this needs to stop, or we stop. It's speaking the truth in love. It's saying, we know what's true. And what we're doing is selfish. This is not real love. This is selfish love. We're trying, to fulfill our lust, not our love towards each other. We've got to stop this. And you speak the truth in love. All right? Ibig sabihin, as couples, and here's what I'm saying. Okay? As wives, talk to your husband. Speak the truth in love. Honey, you don't have time for us. But do it in a respectful way. All right? Most of the time, women kasi tinanong mo, di ba? Kamusta? Buti. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila mabuti. Okay? Pero ibig din sabihin nun, women, to make it easier for men. Okay? I might go against all the psychology out there, no? Pag sinabing ng husband, may problema ba? Huwag mo sabihing wala kung meron. Okay? Learn how to adjust, actually. It would make marriage so simple. Okay? May problema ba? Oo, may problema. Kailangan natin mag-usap. Hindi mo kailangan maging sarcastic. Walang problema. Halata ba? Wala. Di ba? Di ba? Ganon, di ba? Yun yung nagustuhan ko sa misis ko ngayon, di ba? Parang, kung may problema, usap tayo, may problema. Hindi kailangan nag-aaway. Pwedeng pag-usapan. Yeah. Pwedeng kalmado. Pwedeng hindi exage. Di ba? In short, you learn how to adjust and speak the truth in love. Not in sarcasm, not in dishonorable way. Okay? Sometimes kasi we speak dishonorably. Gusto mo na magandang conversation, pero entrada, kunyari, whether it's a guy or a girl, is disrespect. What happens? The conversation never starts. Away na naman. Bakit? It's out of disrespect and not out of love. Friendship is deep oneness that you can speak the truth in love. You can say, I feel hurt by what you did. Okay? Not that I hate you, I actually love you. That's why I'm talking to you. I don't want more fights. I want us to work this out. You can actually do that. Kala ko dati hindi kaya eh. Kasi kami yung early years ng marriage namin, ako yung palaging parang, nakakalalaki ka. Sa utak ko lang sa isip ko lang. Kunya may suggestion siya, feeling ko pinapersonal niya palagi. Parang, may ibig sabihin. Parang gano'n. Una, hindi ko muna sasabihin sa kanya na sa utak ko lang lahat. Para may conversation kami sa utak ko. Kaganon ako. Sarcastic kasi ako no? So, hanggang matutunan namin na, we can actually speak the truth in love to each other and actually make this work. Okay? Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times and a brother is born for adversity. Even in the toughest time, you need that friend. A friend loves at all times. At times when you're fighting, a friend loves at all times. Okay? Times when things are not going well, a friend loves at all times. Proverbs 18:24. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Now, let me end with this verse. And this is the foundation of any friendship that we need to have. John 15, verse 14 to 15. Okay. You can take down notes of this. You can Instagram this. Okay, to remind yourself of how friendship should be. It says, you are my friends if you do what I command you, speaking the truth in love. Jesus was saying, friend kita, do what I command you. What he was saying is, our relationship is based on truth. I will not cheat on you. I will love you. And I will even speak the truth in love. So what he was saying is, we're friends. You obey me, we're friends. It's not, it's not like, if you disobey me, we're no longer. He was actually speaking the truth in love here. If you do what I command. Verse 15, he said, no longer do I call you servants. Hindi kayo alipin. Hindi kasi yaya. Okay? For the servant does not know what his master is doing. But I've actually called you friends. For all that I have heard from my Father, I've made known to you. No secrets. Okay? Now, I cannot say God is vulnerable because he has no sin. But what he's saying is, everything I've heard from the Father, I'm sharing it to you. I'm sharing to you my heart. I'm sharing to you what makes my heart beat. That's why I'm calling you friends. We're not acquaintance. You're not just followers. You're not a fan. You're actually my friend. And I want to start that friendship with you. Imagine, apply John 15 to your relationships today. And say this to your spouse. Okay? You're my friend. You're not a servant. Okay? Hindi ka lang tagalaba, tagaluto, tagalinis. Hindi ka lang tagahatid sa mga anak natin. For the husband, okay? But you're actually my friend. I want to cultivate this friendship. Wives, the same way. Hindi lang ikaw yung lagi nasa office nagtatrabaho para pag-uwi may pera. Hindi lang ikaw tagabayad ng enrollment ng mga anak natin. Actually, kaibigan kita. Pwedeng date tayo, usap tayo, and get to know your spouse. Singles, this is how you develop friendships, even marriages, in the long run. Okay? That's why it's based on the love of Christ. That's why you can see in friendship, when it goes to romantic relationship and marriage, mahirap talaga pag you're not of the same faith. You have different values. You cannot declare verse 14, you're my friend if you do what I command you. You cannot speak the truth in love because the truth of the other person is different from the truth that you have. You embrace a biblical truth, the other person embrace another truth. In short, it's hard to build with different faiths. That's why you've got to have the same values in life because you're going to walk on the same horizon, not a different path. You're going on the same path together. Right?